Hello, I am so excited for today's video because I'm rereading Powerless and Reckless in preparation for Fearless. And not only am I doing a reread, but we're doing a tandem read with Powerful. Has anything sounded better? Before we get any further, I want to let you know that Powerless is my first romantasy read, and it is an infinity star for me, okay? When I read it the first time, it consumed my every thought. I've only ever been taken by a book like that 2 other times, which Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is like what made me become a reader. That occupied my every thought for a while, and then The Hunger Games, and then Powerless. Those are like my god tier soul books, okay? So I don't really care if you don't like Powerless, you think it's cheesy. I don't care. This is for you, okay? If you don't like it, you don't have to be here, so. But for those of us who love it and are obsessed with it, and we love Azer, welcome. I am so excited, like I said. And like I said, we're doing a tandem read with Powerful, and I've never read that before, so I'm really looking forward to that. That is all new for me. I have not read Powerful yet. And also, I'm highlighting my favorite parts, which I've only ever done for one of my other books, Red, White, and Royal Blue. I reread it, and I highlighted all of my favorite quotes, scenes, lines, whatever. So I'm doing that with Powerless and Reckless. I'm not doing with Powerful because I only do it, I'm weird. I'm only gonna do it on a reread, okay? So anyway, I'm gonna be checking in with you. I'm gonna be giving you live updates of where I'm at, and just to let you know, I'm feral for this book, okay? The banter and the flirting in this book is unlike anything I've ever read. It just really speaks to me. I love it. No book has ever made me feel so giggly than this one, okay? I freaking love it. Also, the screw neck, can you see it? It's everything. It's everything. So without further ado, let's get started. Here are my copies. I have their dust jackets off because I can't trust myself with those. I did also get the new version of Powerful that like matches size and look and shape and such. Love. Also, just a warning, I probably will be annoying, and secondly, I'm gonna be in the same place a lot. So like, I really only read, and I call it annotating. It's not really annotating because I'm not really taking any notes, but I really only do this while I'm in bed. So you're gonna see a lot of me in bed, mostly at night, but to me that's the vibe. So without further ado, let me catch you up to where I am now. Okay, currently reading Powerless and loving it, of course. But I didn't remember or like take in how obsessed Kai was with Peyton truly from the get-go. Like as soon as he meets her, she's like all he thinks about. Like he's enamored with her. You know, they're at this dinner table and his entire motive is getting her attention, and he doesn't literally think about anything else. And like this like teasing, messing with each other, at first he does it because he's cocky, then he sees it pisses her off, which he likes. He likes teasing her, he likes getting her annoyed and flustered, so then it turns into their flirting, and then he's just flat out flirting with her and she's mouthing off, and I'm obsessed with that dynamic. I love them. Literally the quote I just read, this is still at like the very first dinner. She's annoyed, I'm amused. I feel like that is representative of their entire relationship. Hey, so are you actually joking me that we are only this many pages into this series and this has already been mentioned? Oh my god. For some reason, when I think back to when I read this book for the first time, I always think that like the flirting didn't start until later, but literally starts from the jump, like I said yesterday. One scene that I did not remember being so early on was the braiding hair scene. It was only 100 pages into the book. That's insane, actually. Having read Reckless, obviously, this is obviously so much more significant because the last time he braided someone's hair was his sister's, so that's why he's like out of practice and the hair's all falling out. But it's like so natural for him to try because that's just how much he cares about her, and he's never cared about someone like that since her. Maddening. I'm also just staring at this, like obsessed, how she's like so in denial, and I know her denial literally goes on for pretty much all of that. On the other hand, we have Powerful. I'm only on chapter 5 or through chapter 4. I'm about to read chapter 5 in this. Obviously it's a lot faster paced because it's a novella. You don't really get to spend that time with them, whereas this, it's slow burn in the way that Peyton is so resistant and the powers that be keeping them apart and like the nature of their lives, him being the enforcer, her being powerless. Sorry, I have to do that every time. Makes them take a long time to get together, and to me it works. This is a lot faster paced, but obviously, again, nature of a novella. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm really enjoying getting to read more about Adina because I feel like the glimpses of her we get in Powerless and Reckless are so minimal but interesting. And I'm interested to see where this Mac character goes. Very interested in that. The thing I think I'm enjoying the most about Powerful so far, Adina and Peyton are obviously best friends, but I think it's so fun, their dynamic. Learning them as people, like Peyton being so, like, guard is up all the time, so guarded, so careful because of what she's been through, and Adina is so free and positive and loving. They're also a perfect match. Chapter 12 of Powerful has been my favorite chapter yet, and it makes me wish that this book was a full book and not just a novella. I feel like both of their stories deserve a whole book. Just his confessional, like, I just feel like it was emotional just reading as a confessional, but I think that this was a full book. We could have dove so much more into it, but it's like starts with him talking about why he doesn't smile. He confesses what happened to him as a child. He just gives her a few facts about himself because he's so like guarded. He says that he was never planning to sleep at her place, but that he only intended to talk to her until morning, and then he smiles, and he never smiles. That's so sweet. It's so sad because you just know this does not have a happy ending. I'm having so much fun with this reread. I think I've said it like 50 times now, but most of the flirting between Kai and Peyton took place after the first trial, like when they got stuck together. But it literally started from the very beginning. He's just so obsessed with her, like him approaching her about the dance lessons. He's constantly teasing her. She's constantly giving it back. Jealousy in real life is kind of ugly, but jealousy in a book, I'm not mad at it. Like, I just got to it's the first ball officially. Peyton and Kit are paired up. Kai, though he is not her partner, taught her to dance, and she wore the dress, and of course she comes down the stairs and has her glamour moment, but Kai doesn't see her until Kit gives him his glass back, and he's like totally caught off guard, and he's mad because he's not with her, and he's like kind of taking it out on Blair, which again in real life would be ugly, but she's evil, so I do not care. He really has the best quotes, like in both the books. She's the embodiment of a bad decision, the twin of danger and desire, the fine line between deadly and divine, and I can feel myself drowning. It eats, I'm sorry, it does. I just love a man who's obsessed. I need to go to bed. We are literally in the first trial, which I know, I remember how flirty things got the first time, but Kai Azer, the man that you are. Remind me to make you smile like that again when you aren't dying and I have all the time in the world to memorize it. Yeah. Yeah. And how can I forget, but he also just used Pei as a nickname for the first time. So actually just tattoo chapter 26 on the back of my eyelids. Last line of chapter 26, okay? My favorite chapter so far, perhaps of the whole book, potentially? I'm trying to think. Actually, there's another one. Anyway, if I'm to be her enemy, I want it to be because she loathes herself for wanting me. Knowing what happens in Reckless? Lauren Roberts, the woman that you are. Finally got to the truth then, the truth always scene. Something about the woods really made Peyton open up. Open up as in flirting. She's permitting herself to flirt now. She's like, didn't really, I feel like, other than like argue flirting, but now it's like blatant flirting. This is like after the wolf fight. She's teasing him. She's like, I'm beginning to think you're getting hurt because you can have my hands all over you. And he's like, oh, I'm not making you do anything. I only want your hands on me if you want them to be. There's nothing I can say, but yeah. Okay, back again already. Still like right after where I just read, LOL. She's like being stressed, pent up energy. He asks her, all right, what's wrong? Out with it. And she's like, nothing, I'm fine. And then he says, I've learned the hard way that those are words you never want to hear a woman say to you. And then he says, you're a horrible liar. And then she busts out laughing because little does he know, she's been lying to him this whole time. Then he's watching her laugh, and this is what he's thinking. She's so stunning, yet so stubbornly oblivious to how the sun set behind dulls in comparison to the vibrance that is her. The longing in this book, the likes of which I've never seen before. Perhaps I should be checked in for how many times I've checked in with you about this one singular evening. But it's Lauren Roberts who did this to me, because this flirting, what are they pumping into these woods, okay? What is in there that's making them act this way? Okay, they're dancing, because of course they are. Would you have helped one of the others, basically is what she asked. He says, which, this is so unhinged, by the way. Darling, I doubt that the sight of someone dying would affect me as much as you do alive and well. And she says, you're a shameless flirt, Azer. Only for you. Yes, ma'am. He perhaps is my favorite book boyfriend. Okay, I promise this is the last time I'm checking in for one evening, but I just got to the favorite color scene. If you know, you know. And all I'm gonna say is, if you need some serotonin, just read chapter 26 or 28. Okay? This type of tension, so much better than half the romances I've read. I loved Reckless like a lot. I don't know that I could pick a favorite between the two, but I love how free their flirting is in this first one before like their trust has been broken with each other. Like there's a lot of rebuilding that has to happen. Not a lot, but you know, there's a lot of unsaid things in the second book, whereas I feel like this feels so much more free, and I love that. Okay, I'm back into Powerful, and Adina just ran into the king in the hallway, and the first trial just ended, and so he's like, your friend survived. So happy your friend survived, like really meaning he wishes she died. Like he's like being like sickly sweet, like, your best friends, are you? I'm sure we'll meet again. Like, don't play with me right now. I mean, I know what happens, but like, I'm so like conflicted about my feelings for Kit. Like, I feel like he was fine in the first book when I read it the first time, and then like reading Reckless, I feel like, well, it's just because I want everything to work out for Kai and Peyton, but I feel like I was like, he's like bitter, annoyed man wronged by a woman, you know? And then I've seen stuff that's like, you know, you only hate Kai because he's in the way of Peyton and Kai being together, which I think is true. And people are like, Peyton led him on, which I'm not going to deny that she did do that because she needed that information, you know what I'm saying? But I also feel like Kit knows well Kai's relationship with Peyton. Like, not all the details, but like a lot of them were broadcast to the world, so he's aware. He started flirting with her first. Their flirting is a lot deeper. They spend a lot more time together. So for like Kit to continue pushing that, it's a little, it gives me the egg. So essentially, I don't feel that bad for him. Okay, I've gotten to the part where Peyton discovers the resistance, and they're like telling her how they need her to find the tunnel path to the bowl so that they can like reveal themselves at the third trial, and how their plan is to just like say who they are, show them who they are, show them they're not a threat, and reminding them who they're killing. And it's like not made clear to Peyton how aggressively they're gonna do this, and I just disagree with that so strongly. Like, they're using her, like she's under the guise that they're just gonna stand up and be like, hey guys, this is us, you know, please accept us. The way they end up going about it is really honestly aggressive. Do they deserve that? Yes, but I just don't like that they didn't explain it to Peyton that way, you know? I made it to the archery scene. This, I think, is my favorite. I don't know that since I've been a reader, a scene has made me feel more like kicking my feet than this one has. Like, I cannot explain to you. Like, the scene in the woods was good, but this, love some friendly competition. The way this scene comes back in Reckless, oh my god. Okay, so now that you've seen all of the things I've read this far, I wanted to give you like a live update because I've been reading these for a while. Live, look, I am on chapter 40 of Powerless and chapter 16 of Powerful. I'm really enjoying doing the tandem read. I do really wish this was a full book and it still be a tandem read, because I feel like this story needed more detail. Like Kai and Peyton getting together in this book was slow, and a lot of getting to know each other and a lot of banter and flirting and trust being built between them. Whereas this is like kind of insta-lovey a little bit. Like they're just immediately like, oh my god, something about them is so different. And I love it for them. They seem really happy. I love that they're like the perfect foil of each other. Mac being like the more moody, broody, mysterious guy, and Adina being so bubbly, happy, radiant. I think that's a really fun foil, because in this I also love the fact that they are so similar in Powerless. Like Kai and Peyton are cut from the same cloth. I've been really enjoying reading, going back and forth. I am getting nervous. Like I know the inevitable, but I'm nervous that they're both gonna die, because the last chapter I finished was 15, and in the fort looking at the stars together, she's talking about how she wishes she could be up there, and she asks if he will be beside her. He says if I should be so lucky, and she makes him promise and says I don't want to be alone, and he says I promise, and that makes me feel like they're going to die. Also, there's been no glimmers of like what happens that is the outcome. Like it is extremely wicked and vile if it is truly just to hurt Peyton, but I feel like there's gotta be like some, even if it's just a small reason, there's gotta be a reason he chose to do that to her. In this, I'm having so much fun with this, so much giggling, so much kicking my feet, so much blushing. I'm loving it. I just finished the second ball that's like outside. She's like wearing her tight red dress, and she bumps into him off the dance floor, and oh my god, him being tipsy and flirting with her. Let me read an excerpt for you, okay? Also, we get 2 nose flicks and the thumb kiss. I love this book. Okay, so he's like teasing her that she can't dance, and she's like, well, maybe if you kept your eyes on the dance floor, then we wouldn't be in this situation. And he says, oh darling, my eyes were on the dance floor. They were on you dancing with my brother. Why do you think I've been drinking? He flicks her nose right before that, and then after that, oh my god, and then we get the you're only allowed to touch me when you're sober. He like pulls her to the dance floor, and he kisses her knuckles, and then he kisses the pad of her thumb, which when I first read this seemed so specific yet random, but then knowing how it ties into Reckless, oh my god. Also, we get the reveal of his full first name. We have her panic attack when he undoes her dress. And then I love both, like in the first trial and this scene when she's like struggling. He's like super serious at first, and then once she starts coming to, he's like, what? I didn't do anything. Wink. He's winking at her. He's flirting with her. He's like so serious when it's like in the thick of it. Like, hey, look at me. Breathe. Take a breath. And then as soon as it's over, he's like, as much as I like that dress on you, I figured you would look just as good with it undone. And so you could breathe, of course. And then he winks. Just a second ago, sir, you were panicking. But anyway, that's it from me from the present. I'm gonna keep reading these. I think this week I need to pause because Sunrise on the Reaping comes out this week. I'm gonna finish these, read that, and then go to Reckless, which I'm also excited for. I freaking love these books. But that's it for me, and I will see you the next time I'm girling out. Okay, I'm on chapter 45, and this is a scene in which I don't have sympathy for Kit, which I don't really think I've felt yet. I feel like he's been the sweet boy, other than just like knowingly flirting with Peyton when his brother's already in love with her. The second trial just ended. Peyton won because Kai let her, and his dad's mad because that's not supposed to happen. He doesn't want poor people to win. He's like, I designed these for you to win, don't disappoint me. He leaves, and he's like, understood, I'll win, whatever. And then Kit chases him out and is like, everything that our dad does is for the best, okay? I know that you don't get that because he like hates your guts, but it's true. And then Kai's like, you might think differently if you were abused every day of your childhood. Kit knows that, so how can he think that? How could you think your dad abusing your siblings is okay or is for the benefit of anybody? As a tier 1 chatty girl, this perhaps is my favorite Kai quote. Okay, back on Powerful, and she just gave him a vest with an embroidering that says, "See you in the sky." That gave me chills. I fear they are both destined for death. Okay, Mac and Adina finally kissed. And while they're kissing, he pulls back and smiles at her. And she says, "For me," and he says, "Every single one." Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm also just remembering that Callum is the character that ends up being very influential to Kit in Reckless. And I remember reading Reckless and being like, did I miss something in Powerless that said he was like playing double agent? There's been no explanation of, or like hinting at a relationship between him and Kit. So from going from that to like being his advisor, like what happened? Okay, I'm on a walk with my dog. Don't mind the massive zit on my chin. And I just wanted to chat with you because I'm gonna finish Powerless and Powerful today, and I'm so excited about it. Last night I got up to the chapter where he imagines her in pain and he's screaming, and then she hears him, so she gets up. Insane. That's one of my favorite chapters in the whole book. So I'm excited to read that, and I was kind of sleepy last night and I wanted to be fully engaged. So I stopped reading just so I could read that. I'll refresh today. It's actually Sunrise on the Reaping release day, so that's why I really want to finish these tonight. Right, my hair is so messy. It's like really windy. Got these stupid bangs. Also, Lauren Roberts released like a bundle of quotes from Fearless today as like a teaser, and I think most of them have been seen by the public before and like other of her posts, but they were all put in one place, and oh my god. It's so yearny, which is what I love these books for. I know Lauren Roberts has said it's gonna have a bittersweet ending, which makes me nervous. In my mind, we pretty much know they're gonna get married, right? For the betterment of Pai's people, basically. And I kind of thought it would just be navigating how that's gonna work and her relationship with Kai and all that. I thought that was what was going to be, you know, bittersweet about it. But then some of the quotes seems like they're kind of like irritated with each other. So I'm worried about that now. I'm just so excited for that book. I'm scared, but I'm excited. Sometimes I think like bittersweet, like I just want a happily ever after for them so bad, you know? And I know that's not going to be the case. To me, Katniss and Peeta got their happily ever after in the best way they could. So I'm kind of hoping the same happens for Kai and Peyton. Like, no, it's not going to be the traditional happily ever after that we see in romance novels, but I don't think that doesn't mean they're going to end up together, you know? Heading home, going to eat dinner, take a shower, get my books, and dive in. I was literally reading downstairs because I wanted to be able to stay up, but I couldn't film down there, and I ran up here because I needed to share this with you. This is the most gagged I've been so far. So I'm on chapter 17. Adina just finished Peyton's dress and was leaving the like sewing room with it. She bumps into Kai. She's like, "I hope that's okay. She looks stunning." And he said, "She's certainly gonna turn heads. That's no surprise." And then she's like, "So you're okay with her not wearing green?" And then he's like, "Of course, I wouldn't want her to blend in." And then it says, "A small smile lifts my lips as I take in the future enforcer. He certainly is not his brother. No, it seems that Kai would prefer Peyton to make a statement, stand out. And just like that, I've picked which pretty prince to root for, because it's Kai who is destined for Peyton, no matter how tragic their story, no matter how the opposite roles they play in their life, but maybe things will be different in the next." If Lauren Roberts made Adina say that, and then they don't end up together, what Adina wants, Adina should get, okay? But I'm glad Adina knows that Peyton has her true love, at least at this point in time. Also, thank you, Get Kit's ass for not being 100% pro Peyton. I just got so excited that Peyton was gonna confide in Adina, and then she's like, "Can I just tell you after the trial?" Then, in the next breath, "I say this to ease my guilty conscience. I have yet to tell her of Mac and every moment I've spent with him. She knows of my tendency to trip for someone, and yet she will be one of the last to know." Will she ever get to know? Will she ever get to know? Okay, this chapter is revealing a lot. Lauren Roberts knew the atrocity she was committing when she wrote this, okay? "My smile suddenly fades into something far more serious. Promise you'll make it back to me after this trial. I promise I'll try my absolute hardest. Just one more and I'm free. We are free. I'll be cheering you on the whole time, Pei." Then Peyton leaves and Ellie is like, you have to see your boy, and she's like, that I am. And then I just got to thinking, I wonder if her fraternizing with a wielder is what gets her killed, because that would be treason, right? I just glanced at the bottom of the page. The king has requested to speak with you. I literally want to cry. I don't want to turn any more pages in this book. Mac is like at the fort waiting for Adina, and he brought her a gift, and I'm assuming it's like a sewing needle that's like engraved. He's thinking about how much he cares about her, and then he realizes she's not coming, and he's like, oh, she's just busy with Peyton. Then he's like, I'm gonna go to the trial, which he doesn't do because he doesn't want to be caught. I'm gonna go to the trial for her to comfort her and sit with her, and I'm gonna walk back with her and give her a gift. Because for the first time in my life, I'm excited to go to a trial. I'm so stressed. Then I'm gonna go back to Powerless, where I read like the best chapter in the whole freaking book. But I just can't. I'm not ready. The part when he's like, what do you want me to call you? And she said, what do you want to call me? And he said, I want to call you mine. Oh my god. Finally got the My Pretty Pay moment. And she flicked his nose. In case anyone's taking notes here. I am. Okay, I found a stand for my phone. Sorry it took me until literally the end of these 2 books to do this, but I got it out because I literally audibly, depressingly sighed at what I may never see him again. So I think I'm gonna record my reactions for the remainder of Powerful, because this is the new stuff for me. I'm not gonna do it for Powerless because that's not new, but this is new. Oh my gosh. So she's in the dungeon, chained up, and she's remarkably calm. Oh my god, this is gonna cry for real. Oh my god. I was not expecting it. I mean, I knew it was gonna be sad, but oh my god. How could they break her fingers? I'm not sure why they did it, or better yet, why I'm down here in the first place. So there's probably no reason other than to hurt Peyton. I think I said earlier, I had that thought cross my mind, and that's like even more sick and twisted. It's literally wet with tears. It's not funny, but oh my god, and Mac is gonna go and walk. I'm closing this. I don't think I can do this right now. I saw someone say online, like, don't read this at night before you go to bed, and now I know why. I don't know how I was so dumb, frankly, to think that there was going to be a reason. I mean, I knew it was going to be a stupid reason if there was one for Adina's death. I thought there'd be something like, even as small as like allowing Peyton to stand out. Like, I thought there'd at least be a reason, but I should have known how sick this man is. There didn't need to be a reason. He wanted to do whatever it took to hurt Peyton, no matter the cost. Sick and twisted. And what's the title of that Ted Bundy documentary? Sick and twisted, extremely shocking, disgusting, and vile. The silent flicking of their noses from afar. Kill me now. Thinking back, I read this the first time, I didn't know what I was in for yet. I was like, oh, so cute. No. Okay, the trial started, and I'm literally like, I didn't sit in that moment enough of Kai and Peyton being happy, because that was the last unbridled joy they have together for a long time. Literally, I was just thinking on the last page, it says, everything will change after today. Girl, the next time you're here, you will be being proposed to. I just thought it was something even more wicked, and that is that he wants to prevent Peyton from winning, so he did that to Adina, which is sick. That's disgusting in itself. But also, putting Peyton in there, telling Kai he has to win, thereby putting Kai in the position to kill Adina, thereby killing Peyton in the process. Back to Powerful. I've lost all of my joy. Oh my god, and I don't even think Adina knows what's coming for her. Oh my god, she doesn't know. Pei will find me, she'll know what to do. She always knows what to do. Oh my god, Pei will win this, her prize will be finding me. Oh my god, I'm start crying again, like. I can't even talk. Her asking Peyton to wear her vest because it's the last piece of her, the last physical piece of my passion in life. The fact that he's literally watching her death from afar is sick. See you in the sky. You are sick for that, Lord Roberts. Okay, I'm still in the trenches, but the resistance is here now. And Callum was the one holding a throat to the king's neck. And so leads me to be further confused about how Callum gets so close to Kit and Reckless. Also, it irritates me that they did not tell Peyton that they were going to be quite this aggressive about it. Yeah, I forgot this part. Callum literally is like, if you don't comply, we're gonna kill Kai and Kit, basically. When Kit realizes that Peyton is who did all this, she says he's like cold, calculated, and then Kai sees him and he's like, he's cold, he's a killer. There's just no way that he so easily is ready to bring everyone together. Yeah, see? I feel anything but kind. I feel everything but kind. I feel rage and grief, inadequate and hollow. Kind Kit has changed. He said that himself. See? I was right. Okay, it was really good. Powerless and Reckless were a 5-star for me. I would say this is a 4.5 just because I feel like it needed to be a full book, but it emotionally affected me a lot more than I thought it would. Reading her death from not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 different perspectives, I'm not sure anyone is meant to go through that. But yeah, that was... I will say that was fun. It wasn't really today, but I really enjoyed reading these again. I'm actually sad it's over. Like I said earlier, I could like stay reading this. Yeah, I think also this was made so much better by doing the tandem read. 10 out of 10 recommend if you end up doing a reread. I can't believe it's over. I need to go to bed. It's past my bedtime, but I really wanted to finish tonight. I'm gonna take a break, recover, but also Sunrise on the Reaping came out and I wanna read that. Then we'll go into Reckless after I've had some time to recover, but honestly I'm probably gonna have my own emotional baggage after that, so wish me luck. It's Reckless time. I remember when I first saw this, I was extremely confused. Okay, I'm only a few pages into Reckless, and I'm wondering what Kit's motives are for marrying Hayden. Like, there's just so much nuance to it. Like, for himself, is he marrying her to get back at her? Is he marrying her to control her? Is he marrying her because he wants to? Is he marrying her to keep her and Kai apart? Does the entire public... I can't remember, and I'm probably going to find out when I read. Obviously, they know she's wanted, but do they know what she's wanted for? Can't remember that. If they do, what is the public's perception going to be of him marrying an ordinary? Or do they not know she's ordinary? They just know she's a criminal of some kind? But there's a lot of questions that are begged with his decision. And I'm just so interested to see how they get cleared up. Is he really marrying her to like extend an olive branch, really try to heal this sore spot in the community? That just seems too simple. Then it's moments like this that make me think Kit has turned evil, because Kit's using the fact that Kai doesn't execute children as evidence of him not following orders, and Kai says that was an exception, and Kit says was. Do you not plan to continue the exception because I'm king? And then Kai's like, so you want me to kill the kids then? Okay, I'm on page 49 of Reckless. The guard just got to her and carried her to door. There is a bounty on her head for killing the king. So everyone knows she's killed the king. Though I don't know if everyone knows she's ordinary. But still, if seemingly some random girl killed the king and then his son married her, that begs a lot of questions. I know I'm not going to get any answers, so I don't know why I keep asking these questions, but I'm just so curious how it will be explained. What is Kit's reasoning behind his actions? It's probably best that these guards don't make it back to Ilya, because they would so snitch on how flirty Kai and Peyton are. Don't make it any more obvious. He's like teasing her about the horse, and she's like, I'd like to knock your teeth in. And he's like, oh, but then I wouldn't be able to smile in that way I know you like. It's like, dude. I would just love to know their thoughts. They're probably like, oh my god, these teenagers. She smiles, and he says, I fear she could rival the stars. Crazy. Okay, so here's a thought. With the whole Callum Kit situation, I don't know if they're like working on the same side or not, like if they're conniving together for evil, or if they've amicably come together. I'm not really sure. I have a feeling that Callum is like a little more cutthroat than the other resistance members. Just the way he like used the princess as collateral, and like the fact that he's encouraging Kit to propose to Peyton, like that is not for her benefit. And I don't know if he's doing it for like the greater good, or if like there's more selfish motives involved. Like I'm wondering if we have like a President Coin situation on our hand where it's for the greater good, but is it really for the greater good, you know? I don't know. He just, something about it rubs me the wrong way. This quote right here makes me think he's up to no good. So he's trying to convince Kit to propose, or like he puts the ring box in front of him or whatever, and he's like, here's why it's a good decision, because your father lived by the 3 Bs, and doing this would fulfill all of those: bravery, benevolence, and brutality. Brutality should not be a factor in marriage or for the benefit of marginalized people. So, yeah, something's wrong. Kai and Peyton in this book remind me of Peeta and Katniss, and just how, like, because they're at odds in this book, but they still have all these feelings for each other. It's like, they do something nice for each other, but then the other one's like, oh my gosh, they're being nice. But no, it's their image they're worried about, not me. But like, they are worried about them. And I feel like Katniss towards Peeta is the same way. Like, she's always looking for an ulterior motive that's not simply that he cares for her, you know? There's always something else at play. The whole pretend game they play in this book is really well done for the story, but it kind of irritates me for their relationship, because like, it makes sense because they both think they're protecting themselves and doing the other a favor, but it's like, so you're not pretending, you know? And I think Kai knows they're not pretending, but Peyton, I think, is really trying to, as per usual. The sewer scene always gives me chills. I don't know why. It's just like raw. This whole page, goosebumps. Like, oh my gosh. The whole sewer scene is just a testament to how good a writer Lauren Roberts is, in my opinion, because I've read this book before. I've listened to it on audio as well, and I still am getting goosebumps and getting nervous like I don't already know the outcome of the scene. Ugh, and seeing her get so frustrated and emotional about him not being able to breathe, and knowing that as soon as he comes to, he chains her to him. I've always, like, I love what them being stuck together does for the plot, but I've always had a hard time with that decision. Like, I know Kai's doing it for the mission, and like, there's still that whole thing at play, and I get all that, but it broke Pei's trust in such an intimate way. Like, I just wish it didn't happen right after that moment. Like, I feel like they made so much progress from where we were in the beginning of the book, and then that took us like right back. Like, that was such a violation of trust. And again, I understand the plot reasons, but I just want them to be happy, basically. And then I just read how he got the ankle cuff on her. I remembered it was right after the sewer, but I didn't remember that he was like actively trying to kiss her again when he did that. Like, he was only doing that because he wanted to get the ankle cuff on her. Then he's like irritated that she's mad at him. Like, dude, what did you expect was going to happen? Peyton is so resilient. Just thinking, even like with the situation with Kai, like, even though he's burnt her several times, she still has it in her to love and care and want to push forward, and like always looking for a way out. Even this, she's frustrated, but she like accepts it. She's mad at herself, like is embarrassed that she would get caught up in him to allow this to happen, but she's like, it is what it is. And then she's like, now you're gonna get me a bath in a bed. Since you're gonna do this, now this is your consequence. I just absolutely love the banter in Reckless. Like, they're so enemies but not enemies, and I love it. They're annoyed with each other, but they're flirting with each other. It's like so rom-com-y in that way. I mean, it's like set in a fantasy, but their banter reminds me so much of a rom-com, and how they're like inconveniencing each other. Like, for example, we've got the one bed trope going on right now. The chapter began, or like this scene began with her saying, I loathe you, and it ended with them cuddling in bed. So unreal. And like their whole playing pretend thing. Like, please spare me. This scene is literally insane, because what do you mean this is your first thought of how to escape being chased? This whole scene in the Gentleman's Club is perhaps maybe my second or third favorite in this book. This part right here, but seriously, I love this scene. The scene where they dance and he admits the whole connection between Peyton and Ava and how he did that to like make his sister feel more powerful and less weak literally chokes me up. Like, it's such a selfless act. It's so human, it's so intimate, which is not something that Kai is typically shown, so it just feels so rare. I love it. Then right after the whole thing with Ava, we get the let me dance for the both of us and her being reminded of her father. Chokes me up. Goosebumps. Now I think the scene in the like little pond thing in the Sanctuary of Souls, I can't decide if it's my oh my god, there's so many good scenes in this book. I'm thinking of The Gentleman's Club. I love that one. This one is better than that though. Love this one. It's so free for the both of them. Finally, after this whole book feels so guarded. I mean, they're still pretending, but it's still so vulnerable, intimate, and it's like the most passion they've ever had. Then I'm also thinking of the scene in the cave. That's like sad, but it's like really important for the relationship. And then of course, the poppy fields. So I feel like maybe this is second to the poppy fields. I don't know. I love this scene. I feel like I literally just highlighted like the entire thing. Okay, so I'm at the cave scene. The reveal of her dad, like, not really being her dad. Oh my god. And her, like, plead. Have I not suffered enough? I'm already nothing, but now I belong to no one. Oh my god. Also in these journals is her father talking about the resistance and how it formed. And he mentions that Callum is a mind reader. I forgot that. So as we're thinking about this whole thing with Callum and Kit, I'm wondering if Callum is reading Kit's mind, just basically feeding him what he wants to hear. I don't know. I just have so many thoughts. I don't know how they went from what happened at the third trial to what they are now. Like, that's not a very long time to be, like, building trust, even if he just is feeding him what he wants to hear. This scene, like, you are joking. A need? Excuse me? What are we talking about right now? Then over here, he's hurt and I hate it because it is then that I understand just how terribly I will hurt anyone who dares hurt him. I'll be sure to make them pay. Can't stand to see me wounded, only when it's my doing. Be careful for me. They're in love. Okay, crying? Also, can we talk about how the cave scenes, there is no mention of pretend, finally? I've forgotten how blatantly in love they are before they even have the conversation. Like, we're at the poppy field scene, but still, it's like, oh my gosh. Pretty words, Lauren Roberts writes. Oh my god. Finally at the best part of this whole freaking book. I've had goosebumps for pages. There is nobody like Kai and Peyton. Just listen to this. Oh, but you are my undoing, my deliverance, my downfall disguised as a deity. You are my ruin. Call us even, call me crazy, I don't care. Just call me yours. And to think we go back, I mean, it's not ground zero we go to, but oh my god. Like, why can't they just be happy from here? I think Fearless is like 600 pages. I don't know what trauma I could possibly put through. Poor Pei. With each kiss, he captures the 3 words I'm too scared to say. I hope he can taste them on the tip of my tongue, read them on the curve of my lips, because uttering the words feels like a death sentence. Every person I've ever loved has left me. Knowing in just 15 pages she's going to get forcefully proposed to. One thing that has always, like, broken my heart about this book, and I understand for plot reasons, because yeah, I'm just kind of emotional about the thing I just read. I hate that they had this realization like the night before they get back to Ilya, really the morning of, and they're finally being honest, completely honest with no walls up, and only then does Kai be like, okay, you have to run because we can't go back. And I get it, like, I don't feel like he knew her feelings until this moment, and he needed to be confident in that to make this decision, but they were so close to being okay. And he's like, okay, let me just read to you this insanity that I just read. It literally choked me up. He like makes the quick decision to be like, you need to get out of here. He's like, you need to run. She's like, I'm sick of running. I won't spend the rest of my life doing it unless I'm running back to you. Then I'll spend the rest of my life tracking you down, glimpsing you in the shadows, fighting you in the streets, dancing with you in my dreams, because living without you is only bearable when I know you are out there living too. Oh my god. Then the Imperials see them. This is the beginning of my downfall. And he goes, hey, look at me. I need you to play along. Can you do that? Be smart. I'm going to fix all of this. I promise. You are my proof of a paradise. That's what did me in. Because then he says, pretend, implying that he's now gonna have to pretend that he hates her. I just love this book so much, and I feel like going back through and like doing the annotations makes it like hit so much deeper. It's really cutting me deep. Okay, so the kingdom does know she's ordinary, so that also has interesting implications for their upcoming marriage. So here they are, marching into the castle. They're both pretending. They're committing to the bed of hating each other. But maybe it's just because I love azer, but he says, trust me, I'm gonna get us out of this. And she's like, no, I'm dying. I'll never kiss him again. And I'm just like, girl, he's got your back. Now, does he? I don't know, because based on what we've seen from Fearless, I am a little concerned that they don't get out of this. There was a couple weeks ago, like, a bunch of quotes Lauren Roberts posted from Fearless, and none of them were, like, unbridled joy quotes. It was a lot of, like, seemed like pressure, him having to beg her basically for attention. If I'm remembering correctly, I could be misremembering. But, like, there was definitely, like, weird dynamics at play. Not the happy dynamics we just had 5 minutes ago. Why can't they just have a secret relationship behind Kit's back? Nobody needs to know. Homegirl literally is like, she wants to say I love you, but she's like, maybe he'll be the last thing I see. He's gonna drive a sword through my heart. Like, girl, do you really think he's gonna kill you? I forgot that Kit doesn't even ask her, will you marry me? He says, you are to be my bride. But before that, he says, but I assure you that my future decisions are anything but crazed, and I will explain them all to you in due time. It makes me think, he knows they think he's crazy for marrying her, but he has a reason that the constituents that hate her would agree with. And here I am highlighting basically the entire epilogue. It's so heartbreaking. I could literally read this whole thing to you. And to think I wasted so much time trying to hate her, to think I won't have enough time to love her. My heart aches because every beat belongs to her, and I may never get to tell her that. This will be the rest of my life, forced to love her from a distance, mourn the loss of her each day. I will smother every emotion but the one that belongs to her. I will love her until I am incapable of the feeling. She was supposed to be my forever. Now I'll watch her become someone else's because the beast doesn't get the beauty. Save me from this purgatory. Reading that final scene where she thinks she's about to die and really she's getting proposed to, I will never forget the feeling I had when I read that. Like, it was pretty obvious that he was going to propose to her, but still reading it that late in the book was jarring. And the epilogue, that book was one of the first that I feel like I really would like had like a buzz afterward. Like, I had to stare at the wall for a while. I was like, no, this simply can't be. And I love books that do that to me because I feel like it's a rare feeling. Anyway, I don't know that I could pick a favorite. I love that book. I love both of those books. I've had so much fun reading Powerless, but that, I don't know. I love them both so much. For different reasons. I love the first one for the trials and the longing and the stolen glances, and I love this one for like scraping back from enemies to lovers and like being in love and admittedly being in love to each other, how that develops, how much time they spend together, their rawness in the way they speak to each other, the quotes. When I tell you, the writing from Powerless to Reckless is, oh my gosh, the quotes in Reckless are spectacular. Tattoo them on my eyeballs. Needless to say, 5 stars. But more specifically speaking about Reckless, 5 stars. I loved that book. I love the reread. I had so much fun annotating it. I guess I will wrap it up here. If you made it this far, you are crazy. Just like me. Thank you so much. I'm so excited for Fearless. Obviously, if you couldn't tell, maybe I should be fearful. I don't know, because I really need things to work out for them, desperately so. I'm not sure I could continue on if they don't. Yeah, next time I see you, I will be reading Fearless, so pray for me. Leave your favorite Kai Azer quote down below. It is so late. I need to go to bed. Thank you for sitting through this absolute delusion with me.